The New York Yankees are off to a hot start offensively, and there are a ton of reasons why they're excelling. From Juan Soto being here to the breakout start that Anthony Volpe has had to his season, the Bronx Bombers are living up to their nickname with an explosive and dynamic lineup that has done damage early on. They wear down pitchers better than any team in the league, and they finally started clicking in the power department as well, a sign that they're finally hitting their stride. While it's still very early, it's clear that this Yankees team is more talented than last year's, and arguably more talented than the ones we've seen in years past, and after a pretty tough slate of pitching matchups, they've put themselves in position to do some serious damage with their offense this upcoming season. If you guys haven't done so already, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell, as it goes a long way towards helping us grow, and it's free. We have you guys covered with daily content for the Bronx Bombers, talking about them at the major and minor league levels, and if you want to stay up to date on your New York Yankees, this is your one-stop shop for the best content you can find. With that now out of the way, let's get into today's video. The first thing that stands out about the New York Yankees is their ability to work counts, as while the Yankees were 10th in pitches per plate appearance last year, they've rocketed up to 2nd, and the swing decisions have gotten significantly better as well. They're a bit less aggressive in zone, but it's come with a massive improvement in how well they see pitches out of the zone as well. The Yankees have seen a 5% decrease in chase rate, and a huge part of that is that their hitters have worn down pitchers and have also been able to fight through counts. Juan Soto, Alex Verdugo, Anthony Volpe, Aaron Judge, as well as Cabrera, and Austin Wells all have outside of zone swing rates below 30% according to Sports Info Solutions, and that's a massive step up from where they were last year. Even guys like Jose Trevino and Trent Grisham have done an excellent job of laying off of pitches out of the zone, and that means that even when they have a struggling hitter at the plate, the pitcher is still challenged to get them out by attacking the zone, and if they're missed out of zone, the hitter won't beat himself, and sometimes it results in walks to hitters in the bottom of the order, and those can really frustrate pitchers and get them even more worked up. The only hitter who has deviated from a patient approach is Giancarlo Stanton, who is figuring out his swing, but has done some big-time damage to the baseball. That's something you could say about a lot of hitters in this lineup, guys who are hunting damage on contact, but not losing sight of their patient and disciplined approaches at the dish. The balance that the Yankees have in their lineup also allows them to have a hitter like Stanton, whose approach drastically deviates from the rest of the order because you know other hitters on this team will get on base and work the count. He can slash 240, 310, and 500 this season and will still have an elite lineup because that kind of production complements a lineup that gets on base so much. It's oriented towards slugging, and that's something the Yankees would certainly love from Stanton and would certainly check the box off of a rebound season. The average may be ugly, the on-base percentage may not be above average, but if the slug is there for Stanton, we know he's having a good year. The Yankees have the OBP guys around Stanton to make it work, but patience isn't the only thing the Yankees have excelled at. Swing decisions aren't just evaluated by how often you don't chase, because it also means that you should be rewarded for doing things like swinging at pitches that are good to hit and that you can do damage on. Taking pitches that you can do damage on and putting yourself in an 0-1 or 0-2 count hurts your run value, and it hurts your team's chances of scoring because it hurts your chances of getting on base or getting a hit, and that should be penalized when we're evaluating swing decisions as a whole. How often did you see the 2023 Yankees take a pitch that you thought they should have done damage on? If the answer was one too many or far more than one too many, then your observation matches up with the data. The Yankees had the 10th highest hittable pitch take percentage of any team in baseball at 36.6% in 2023, which is a massive issue because the Yankees would oftentimes put themselves in 0-1 or 0-2 holes, and those kinds of at-bats and those kinds of counts are detrimental to a hitter. Sure, a guy like Juan Soto can be comfortable hitting on 2 strikes because you're confident he's at least going to put a ball in play, but for a guy like Josh Donaldson or a guy like Harrison Bader, you're not as confident in their ability to succeed in those counts because you're not as confident in their ability to have an excellent hit tool and have the barrel control necessary to drive the baseball into the gap and succeed in counts where they're trying to get you to chase. Juan Soto is an anomaly type of hitter. He is not the kind of hitter that everyone in the sport should replicate, and he's not the kind of hitter that anyone in the sport can replicate. That's what makes him a generational kind of player. What the Yankees have done a better job at is identifying that, hey, we should swing at these pitches that we can do damage on, and they have gone from the 10th highest hittable pitch take percentage to the 8th lowest hittable pitch take percentage this season. That's resulted in their Seager score going up from 14.3 to 18.9, which is going from about the 10th best to the 2nd best mark in the league. Now, for those who are unaware what Seager score is, that's a metric that was developed by Robert Orr of Baseball Prospectus, and he did a really good job breaking down the stat and why that stat is important. It really boils down to the fact that swing decisions should be graded on things outside of just your chase rate. You should be rewarded for swinging aggressively in zone. Thus, it was named after Corey Seager, who is the king of this metric because of how aggressive he is in zone while maintaining a slightly worse than average or right around average chase rate. It's really hard to be aggressive in zone and patient out of zone because typically you don't really have that much time to react and decisions are made in split seconds. So for hitters like Corey Seager who can identify that they need to swing in zone when they need to and not to swing out of zone too much, that's something that can really make a hitter that much better. And I think the Yankees as a whole have done a better job of doing damage and have done a better job of generating runs because they're swinging at the right kinds of pitches to hit, and it's reflected in their offensive numbers. The Yankees have a much better process at the plate. And look, it's early, but there's a key difference between how the two offenses from 2023 and 2024 operated. The 2023 Yankees were passive, letting pitchers get ahead and putting them on the back foot, but the 2024 Yankees are selective. They strike when they get a pitch to strike. They don't just swing up there freely or take a bunch of pitches and put themselves behind in counts. They have a lot of guys who can be comfortable in these 1-strike or 2-strike counts because of their excellent contact skills, and they have the hit tools or bat speed to get to a pitch they know they can cover. It's a great balance of a modern approach while also having some of those old school philosophies that have always been valued in baseball, such as the ability to work counts, the ability to work walks, and the ability to get on base. There were two big reasons why the Yankees have made this kind of jump. Number one is the players they've added. They've added players like Alex Verdugo and Juan Soto, who have done a great job of making contact and doing damage on pitches, and this is a departure from years past where the Yankees have a lot of right-handed hitters who struggle with either their hit tools or, in some cases, like Harrison Bader, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, struggle with their power tools and plate discipline, making it easy for power right-handed pitching to attack them and put the Yankees away easily. Last year, the Yankees were one of the worst offenses in baseball against right-handed pitching, hitting .222 and having a .683 OPS in those matchups, which were both bottom 5 marks in the league. Teams could throw out power right-handed relievers to relieve starters and neutralize the Yankees lineup, with opposing pitchers getting deep into games against the Bronx Bombers routinely. Their additions also came with some pretty notable promotions, as Austin Wells took over for Kyle Higashioka as Jose Trevino's battery mate, and Anthony Volpe has taken a step forward in terms of his ability to make contact, reducing his strikeout rate in the process. Those changes have helped them plenty, and they've been able to hit despite Aaron Judge being solid at best. He's had a 114 WRC+, a far departure from what we've seen in years past, and of course it's early, so I expect him to turn it around, but the Yankees being a top 5 offense in the league in terms of WRC+, without Aaron Judge really hitting, is a difference maker. It is so different from what we've seen in years past, because from 2021 to 2023, the average Yankee that wasn't named Aaron Judge had a 95 WRC+, and yes, that's excluding pitchers. It's a terrible sign of how bad the supporting cast has been around him, and now, with guys like Juan Soto leading the way, it opens up the door for potential breakout season from this offense. They have an identity and a mindset that they haven't had at the dish in a while, and this looks like the team that could get the Yankees to the promised land. Now, for the second thing that I think the Yankees have done differently that has helped them is hiring James Rousing. James Rousing talked about not really having a specific philosophy or just one thing he believes in, and I think that's super important because it helps us depart from this toxic conversation regarding philosophy. See, analytics don't think that strikeouts are good. They don't think that home runs are good. They think that scoring runs is good. The same way that old school fans don't just believe that bunts and putting the ball in play are the only way to score runs. They just want to score runs. We all have the same goal. We're just asking the question of how to get there. For each player, that answer is different. Anthony Volpe shouldn't have the same swing that Aaron Judge has. Aaron Judge shouldn't be trying to make contact the way that DJ LeMahieu should. Giancarlo Stanton shouldn't have the launch angle of a guy like Anthony Volpe. The Yankees have a very diverse lineup with a bunch of guys who swing the bat in a bunch of different ways. And Rousing has now allowed the Yankees to embrace that diversity in their lineup and have a lineup that is dynamic and plays to its strengths. A lot of these guys are being authentic to their play style and to their profile, and that's made them comfortable at the dish and confident that their approach is going to stick and work for the season. The improved talent pool on the coaching staff and on the roster has started to gel together into this offensive environment that just feels different. And I think that's going to be such a difference maker this year and help some of the younger players and older players get better and get to the point that they want to be for this season. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below on this offense, why you think they've played so well, if you think they'll keep it up, and if there are any names that you think will pick it up in the coming weeks. We want to know what you guys think in the comment section below. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell as well. It's free and it'll keep you guys up to date on our next uploads, and we'll have you guys covered with all of your favorite Yankee content at all levels. You guys can also join the Fireside community and check out all of the various social media platforms we have, including TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We have plenty of content heading your way, and you guys can also check out Fireside Bets. We've got you guys with some fun parlays, and you definitely want to keep in touch on what we're doing there. And EmpireSportsMedia.com is where we have written coverage on all of your favorite New York sports teams as well. I'm Ryan from Fireside Yankees saying thank you again for tuning in, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Perfect.